Well, there we go. Sorry about that little screw up. Looks like something happened. Just I couldn't tell if it was my end or something else. But we are now live. We're doing it live. Everything should be good now. So, welcome to Talking Minors. I am, of course, the minor league Rando. And you're thinking, gee, Rando, didn't you just come back? Weren't you at Birmingham like a little bit ago? Yes, I literally just got in the car from Pelham. I was like, I must get to I-65. I went to I-65. I got onto I-565 and then drove on some more roads. So I won't tell you where I live. And then I got home, and then I'm now doing the show. So literally on the way here, I planned out the show. I did it. I was like, all right, here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. And of course, before I left this morning, I typed out all this stuff. I needed to get, I do all the tweets before the show, promoting the show. And then, of course, some news drops. And I was like, come on. I was going to, it's just like the universe was like, hey, we're just going to drop this big bomb to throw on you and it's going to be really juicy. It's really going to be fun to talk about. So I guess let's just get into the show notes before anything else. Going about the Birmingham game that I went to, of course, Huntsville did play Birmingham today. They did win. So I'm going to talk about that. I had a lot of fun in Birmingham. Pelham. I had a lot of fun there. Of course, if you saw, I had a little fun this morning for heading out to Pelham in true Birmingham. And then we talk about the SPHL action this weekend. I said this morning in my shows, I'm like, and I got this idea from the Sickheads of the South podcast, which shout out to those guys because they gave me this idea. How can the SPHL improve their social media presence? Hey, it's just some thinking thoughts. I have a couple ideas I want to toss around and think about. Then talk about the NFL action. Cleveland got screwed. I didn't tweet about it because I was going to say very bad things if I did. that was not. Cleveland got screwed 100%. They should have won that game. Then I'm going to talk about Jeremy Pruitt being fired. There's an entire NCAA investigation about what happened. It looks like he did pay recruits. So, just a lot to discuss and a lot to look at, to say. So, let's talk about the thing that happened literally just about 4 hours ago. The game literally ended 4 hours ago, and now I'm here right here talking about it. So, of course, Huntsville did go down to Birmingham today. The annual Birmingham Martin Luther King Day game, which is usually Huntsville, but I remember, I'm literally doing live research on the area because I want to remember this correctly. Hang on. I remember last year Huntsville did not play on the Martin Luther King Day game. That was someone else because I was kind of disappointed about that because it's, for the past 2 years, it had always been Huntsville, and then last year they changed it. I want to say it was Macon. Hold on. Here's the schedule. January. So it was Knoxville. It was not Macon. It was Knoxville that they played last year. So technically, you had a Ville, which, take that as you will. But still. So let's just talk about the meaty action of this game. So, of course, Huntsville did win 4-3. I'm going to praise this game as the best SPHL game hockey-wise that I have seen so far this season. This so far was the marquee game of the season. Now, there's probably going to be a game that blows this game out of the water. But still, this game was great. It was not the annual rough and tough 'em, everything needs to go, it's going to be fights and stuff like that. Did it get rough? Yes. For teams that had not even played each other yet, this was probably one of the roughest games I've ever seen. They haven't even played these so far this season. That just shows how tense this rivalry is between these two teams, between these two cities. They have not played a single game, and these teams hate each other. It just goes to show you. I'm just saying. So Nolan Kaiser and Cy Nukovic opened up scoring. They scored the first two goals. Then Birmingham. Now I should note this: the first was a defensive clinic by both teams. Everyone was on their A game when it came to getting the puck out of the zone, making sure no great shots were being taken. So that really, yeah, really solidified. I thought this is going to be like a 1-0 or a 2-1 game. This was going to be very, very interesting. But in the second, offense really started shining for both teams. Of course, Nolan Kaiser side Nukovic scored the first two. Then Birmingham goes and scores their own two within about it. And if I'm literally correct, within a 2-minute span, C.J. Hayes and Tyler Perner go out there, they score, and then literally the dying seconds of the third, not the third, but the second, John Shivo comes in on the power play, and Huntsville goes in with a 3-2 lead, and then just to help with everything, just to add fuel to the fire, the former Huntsville star Jared Lehman, he goes in within the first few minutes of the third, scores for Birmingham. And then finally, with about 5 minutes left in the game, Rob Dahar goes in, shuts down Birmingham finally. He scores a goal, makes it 4-3 Huntsville, and that makes your final score right there. Oh, man. That was a great game. If you have Hockey TV and you did not watch this game because you were busy, go back and watch this game. It's a very, very, very good game. It'll keep your attention on. There's hitting. There is great offense. There's great defense. This is just a good game. It is probably, again, I cannot think of a better game so far this season. Yeah, and I've watched every single game. I'm just saying. Goalie wise, Jason Pulaski was in for Huntsville. Hayden Levine was in for Birmingham. Now, I want to point out something. I know there are some, and I'm gonna Josh that like to use the shot on goal statistic for a lot of stuff. I am not a big fan of the shot on goal statistic. I should say statistic. My tongue's a little dry. I think you can do a lot more. How do I say this? I think it's a good number, yes, to take a look at. However, that does not determine the quality of the shot. It's just a number of, yes, it's a shot, but how good was the shot? I want to note this. Huntsville had less shots. They had they had 11 less shots. Birmingham had 32. Huntsville had 21. And Huntsville won this game, might I add. So Huntsville on 21 shots won, Birmingham 32. So you would think, hey, Birmingham's getting more shots thrown at Jason Pulaski. He should be able to at least lose a couple more. But the fact is he actually lost. Birmingham lost. So I guess this is more my rant on the shot on goal statistic and why people kind of push it. The quality of the shots should be looked at more than how many shots. Let's take a look. Here's a perfect example. Ryan Cook, defenseman. He had 3 shots. Guess how many goals or assists he had? 0. So yes, he had 3 shots. Were they 3 quality shots? I would have to go back and take a look at that, but I'm gonna guess probably no on probably 1 or 2 of those. It was probably just a slap shot, trying to get a rebound. So that's why I'm not pushy. I'm not pushy on the shots. It's more of a number. So, and now I will say, take a look at this. Tyler Penner, he had 5 shots. He had a goal and an assist. So, again, the shot idea, it's good in theory, I think, and I think it's not applied well in the realistic world where we are seeing things. I think we need to look at shot quality. Okay, that's my rant on shots on goal. I sometimes find it overused and I complain about it. That's my old man thing. Back in my day. All right. 5 minutes, going to take a break. We're going to talk the SPHL standings. Huntsville just shot up to number 1. Going to talk about that. And we are going to discuss the SPHL more and more and more. All right, 5 minutes. Be right back here on 12 Ounce Sports.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Uh-huh. 'Cause 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 'cause
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us, like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us, like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
And welcome back to Talking Miners with the Randos. So, let's go back all the way to Friday. I've already talked about today's game, so I'm not going to discuss that. So that's basically my big in-depth talk about that. However, I am going to talk about Knoxville at Huntsville, Birmingham at Pensacola, then Huntsville at Knoxville, and then I'm going to talk about the SPHL social media stuff that I wanted to talk about. Before I do that, also, I want to point out, Macon did not play this weekend. They were scheduled to play 3 games. Of course, those all got pushed back because of COVID issues within the team. So, they just decided, hey, we're just not going to play this weekend. Those games are going to be rescheduled, just like the ones from last week. So, I expect more weekday games soon. So, that's both a blessing and a curse at the same time. So, let's talk about Friday night. Let's talk about that action. Knoxville at Huntsville. 4-3 win for Huntsville. Very close. Knoxville was on their toes. And again, I want to talk about how Knoxville was doing much, much better than Huntsville was in some areas, especially on Saturday night. Huntsville, basically, what saved them was just being, I guess, more disciplined, you could say. Huntsville did take a kind of bad penalty in the third. Dean Yakura took a hooking penalty. It was just bad. It was 100% a penalty. But, it just felt like the team was more prepared, I would say, if that's the correct word to use. Now, of course, to note, this was the 4-on-4 game, so that Huntsville played. And, of course, Birmingham at Pensacola did play 4-on-4. That could have just played a factor, but it just... Huntsville felt more disciplined this entire game. Jason Pulaski just felt more on game than Pierre DeSalvo at the same time. Haha, Peter can't save though. That was a funny joke, and I don't get why people didn't think that was funny. Pierre can't save was funny. But yeah. All right, then Birmingham at Pensacola. This was, of course, when the eyes at the what do they call it? Pensacola. He'll call it the. Did they call it the Pensacola Beach Center or the Pensacola Civic Center? I forget. I always get that in the Pelham. I think they're both called the PCC, and I always get that confused because PCC Pelham Civic Center, Civic Complex, Pensacola Civic Center. See, they use the same letters. It's very confusing. So that's bad. But moving on, Birmingham loses. I mean, not loses, but wins in a shootout there. Now, I gotta talk about one thing. In fact, hold on. I'm gonna show it. Let me find it. Let me just pull it up. I'm gonna pull up the picture. I'm gonna pull up the big picture because that big picture needs to be shown to some Birmingham fans who cannot take this. There's just some. Hang on. Where's the picture? Someone was talking about it. Hold on. Oh, where? I hate Twitter sometimes. Okay, hold on. Let me just put this into open image in a new tab. There we go. I don't think. Let me see. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you see my tabs. Congratulations. You see tabs. See this? See this beautiful OT goal that was called at first and then it decided was not called? Birmingham fans, I understand that I'm a Huntsville fan, so this doesn't sound good coming from me. That is not a good goal and should have not been called a good goal. The fact it took as long as it did for them to call it a good goal was very bad. That is nearly off the moorings. I mean, come on, just come on. So yeah, that was a thing. I kind of had to just show, you know, just bad, very bad. That's all I had to say about that. That's probably all I should say about that. And then let's just get this game done. Let's just talk about it. Let's get this done. Yeah, so Huntsville went to Knoxville. They lost 6-2. Woohoo! That's really it. That's all the story. Huntsville just did not have a good night, and Knoxville was completely better. And so to end off, let's talk about the standings before I move on to my SPHL social media talk. Right now, Huntsville is number one. They have 8 points. They have 7 games played. Now, I want to point out something. So people don't realize how short this season is going to be. That's 1/6 of the season done. That's 7 games. Now, of course, they do have more to play, so just want to point that out. But Huntsville's already 1/6 of their season. Birmingham and Pensacola are 1/7. This season's going to be quick. I'm just going to point that out. This season is going to fly. Birmingham is now in second. They have 7 points. Now, the only reason they're ahead is because of the goals. What? Hang on. This might be an error on the. Unless. Okay, I'm not sure. Before I say something, I'm gonna go consult my SPHL sources about this because this might be a little error. So right now Huntsville's in second, then Pensacola's in third. They're tied at 7. Then Macon, who of course did not play this weekend, are in fourth with 5 points. Then Knoxville, the only with the 4 points they've managed to savagely get just in sad fashion with one game. Yeah, they're in fifth. Not exactly great. And something I want to point out, again, just showing how the league's changing. Huntsville's number 1, 50 penalty minutes. You want to guess who's number 5 and has the most penalty minutes at the moment? Knoxville, 71. 21-minute difference. That's all I'm pointing out. I think just to show you how the league's changing before our very eyes when it comes to the play style. Very, 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 very different and very radically different. It just shows you. It just shows you how the league's changing. And who says evolution and change is not a bad thing? Just going to say that. All right, let's talk about social media. In fact, let me pull up something. Let me pull up live numbers. This is the best place to get live numbers. Let's pull up the SPHL account. The official SPHL Twitter account. Since July of 2019. I mean, not July 2019. To July 2009. I'm kind of still on travel mode brain, so I basically it's the primal instinct so you don't die on the road. The SPHL account has 7,261 followers. Now let's search up Huntsville, because I'm very sure about this number. Huntsville has more than the league accounts. The league should have more than a team. That's kind of sad. The SPHL has a problem when it comes to their social media presence. And this is a problem I've been trying to address with them for years. This is a problem that they are stuck in. It feels like they do not want to change on this problem. Now, could that just be, say, boomers who run the league and they refuse to let fresh blood in? Maybe. But people do realize, and this was a problem pointed out on the Stickers podcast, it's all retweets. Birmingham retweet, Knoxville retweet, Pensacola retweet, Knoxville retweet, Huntsville retweet, Down South Pod retweet. Be sure to check them out. Very good podcasts. I listened to them today. I was checking out episode 4 with Brian Roethlisberger. Hi, Ryan. Not hi, Ryan, but hello, Brian. I know you listen. Birmingham retweet, Huntsville retweet, SPHL tweet. Want to know how long it took me to find an SPHL original tweet? I have to go back 3 days. Do you think the normal person on Twitter goes back 3 days? No. So, and by the way, this was just to talk about return to play protocols, and they were announced in the 4-on-4 for both games. Why does the SPHL dig themselves this hole where they stick themselves and say, we're just going to stick to retweets. We're not going to. You could easily post it. It's so easy to make a highlight reel. If I wanted to, I could go out there. It doesn't take time. Yes, you actually have to hire people. You can't just rely on an intern. You actually have to hire someone to say, hey, I'll give you. It's pretty cheap for an S. And I know the SPHL is not exactly you know profitable right now, but it's not going to kill you to hire someone to cut some highlights and put it out there. It and again, there's still the, how do I say this without being mean? There's still the very much the impression the SPHLs that attempt at the professional looking beer league. And it's not that anymore. It's not even close to that. It's a very real professional league that has great play. I saw a great game today between two great teams that was offensively great, defensively great, and goalie great. It was not a beer league game. And yet it feels like when you just retweet and you don't actually put effort into your Twitter account. Because guess what I do? To build up the minor league Rainbow character, to promote my stuff. I promote Talking Miners. I try to do other stuff. I try to build. I try to branch out to other things. It feels like the SPHL stuck in this time of just retweeting teams and putting out statements. It can be more than that. Something else that they need to do, and I know this probably isn't the greatest season to do it, so I would recommend doing it next season. Figure out what your marquee game is. If it's a rivalry, if it's the two best teams, if it's 1 and 2 going at each other, if it's 1 and 3, put it on YouTube for free and set the internet on wildfire. Just promote it. Pay to have the tweet promoted. It's just the YouTube link. They can go and watch the game for free. It's just one game a week. I'm pretty sure that won't kill you. If it's one free game a week. Give the people a taste. It does not kill you to give the people a free sample. And yet it feels like the SPHL is dragging their feet when it comes to social media presence. And I have talked to people within the league. I've talked to people, and I'm saying you need to stop dragging your feet. And it's always maybe. Maybe isn't enough when it comes to today. This is not 2009. This is not 2011. This is not 2013. It is 2021. Social media is the lifeblood of leagues. You want to know why I don't really talk about the Gridiron Professional Football League, a league I enjoy watching? They have almost zero social media presence. None of the teams really do social media. It's kind of an underground thing. Even though there's some pretty good football in the summer. You can barely, there's no coverage. And they don't really promote themselves where I can't even do that. Teams are really the only people, well, I shouldn't say people, they're only entity that's promoting themselves. The league, the thing that holds them together and says, hey, look, we're this big group that plays each other and we're professional. It just sits there and does nothing. And it's just, you can go to the next level. You can be something more. And it feels like they're just dragging the feet. Just do highlights. Do some GIFs. Just do interviews. Do interviews with coaches. They're hooking their anchor to the Down South pod, which I'm very happy with. It looks like they're accepting that podcast finally. After years of them refusing to hook onto a podcast when they were getting big, they finally chose one. I'm glad it's Down South. I would be a terrible podcast to hook on to. I would be a terrible one. I'm so glad I chose Down South. Maybe there's change coming. But I think the biggest problem is when the FPHL, you're under, yes. They are putting the games out for free on YouTube, and they're building up more attention. You can't live off Knoxville's social media posts of French fries. It's very funny. Yes, French fries. They got on SportsCenter. But you cannot last off that. That is not sustainable. You want to know how the Fed is sustainable? They had Casey Bryant literally be on John last week with John Oliver, and he was on there for multiple weeks talking trash. He was having fun. He got a sewage plant named John Oliver Memorial Sewage Plant, and that was the league below you. It's big. Just I love Casey. So he for fun got a sewage plant named after John Oliver. And guess what? He got a lot of money raised also for homelessness and food banks. I mean, it feels like we're stuck. We're stuck in this mid 2014, 2015 cycle, and the league doesn't want to break it. You can break the mold. You can be different. It doesn't have to be uniform. That's the issue. Another issue. Everything is uniform. You can be different. And that's just... I don't get the resistance. I just don't. So, again, my thing. Highlights, interviews, GIFs. Free sampler every week. It will not kill you to put a hockey TV broadcast on YouTube and show the world, hey, take a look at our product. Guess what the MLB does? They do a free game every week on YouTube. The NFL is on free broadcast TV, so they don't really have anything to worry about. And they do it on their app. The FPHL puts every game on YouTube. NBA, they need to work on their social media presence a little bit. I feel like they need to do some more free sampler stuff. Just, it's okay to break the mold. And that's something some leagues need to work on. It just is. Breaking the mold is not a bad thing. All right, 5 minutes. Going to talk about the NFL action this weekend. Going to talk about Bills, Ravens, what happened there. Cleveland at the Chiefs. Cleveland got screwed. I'm going to say that over and over and over and over and over and over again. And of course, Saints at Buccaneers. And finally. You know, I'm going to be honest. I completely forgot who played the Packers. I'm trying to remember who. I completely forgot. Oh God. Who did play the Packers? Hold on. I literally forgot. I'm so sorry. I forgot this on air. You're going to hear me figure out who it was on air. Packers. Oh, they played the Rams. I completely forgot about the Rams. All right, 5 minutes. We'll be back to talk about that. And also, Jeremy Pruitt firing. This is going to be ugly, and I love it. There's so much more to come. 5 minutes.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. But challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
And welcome back to the show. Let's talk about the NFL playoffs. Of course, the divisional round. Start with the first game. Rams, which I completely forgot, played the Packers. Packers just routed them. There's nothing else you could really say about this. I mean, it was just... Oh, it was bad. That was a bad game for the Rams. It just... Woo. Packers are good. That's all I can say. Ravens at the Bills, going into halftime. Ravens looked like they could win this game. However, Bills came back, scored 2 touchdowns. They shut that down. Ravens lose. Screw the Ravens. I hope they die in a fire. Baltimore is a terrible city. The Browns at Chiefs. Let me talk about this. The Cleveland Browns got screwed. T. Higgins, there was a terrible helmet-to-helmet hit. The officials missed it. Missed this a critical helmet-to-helmet hit. And he was in bounds when this Cleveland got screwed. That was automatic touchdown territory. Well, karma kind of did hit for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, and I do not say this in a bad way. I do not wish harm to anyone. Patrick Mahomes later did end up getting a concussion, so he might be out next week. No one's really sure. People were kind of joking. Is the NFL going to reschedule the championship just so he doesn't have to, so he can play? I mean, he has to wait a week. And it's going to be a week. If this was Saturday, I don't think people would talk about this. But Chad Henne might be in for the Kansas City Chiefs going against the Bills. If that happens, that I favor the Bills in that one. And then finally, kind of the shocker game, Buccaneers faced the Saints in New Orleans. And Tom Brady did it. It took 3 tries. Third time's the charm. But he beat the Saints 30-20. Drew Brees' likely final game. It has a Saint, and of course, luckily it was in New Orleans. I'm happy about that. And I think people knew he wasn't going to beat the Packers. So to kind of go out on a note in New Orleans like that, I think it's pretty good. Even though the noodle arm was bad. The noodle arm was very, very bad. But Tom Brady still can go, I think. And I think he's going to give the Packers a hard time. Because remember, Buccaneers beat the Packers. Just going to point that out. So, I mean, who knows? Let me see. Let me pull up my bookie. if my bookie wants to load. There we go. Sportsbook. NFL. So right now the line's right now with the Packers. I get that. I do. But it's 4. However, money line's also. But I could see this going in Tampa Bay's favor. I mean, I can see this as a game where Tampa Bay can win. I see this as a game Tom Brady can win. I mean, I think it's just a coin flip. This is a 50-50 thing. This is a 50-50 game. Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs. Right now, the Chiefs lead the spread by 3. Of course, I don't know if this is we don't know if Patrick Mahomes is going to play. I think this is with the assumption he does. If he does, I think this is going to be a harder time for the Bills, but I still think they win. And to be honest, I think the Bills are going to win no matter what. I think the Bills are going to win this game no matter what. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. I think that's a interesting pick, yes. But here we are. I think the Bills are going to win the AFC Championship. I kind of hate saying that, but here we are. Oof. Yeah, you hate to kind of say it. Yeah, you hate to kind of say it. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about for the last part of this segment. Oh, this is going to be fun. As an Alabama fan, I am self-admitted. I'm not a bandwagoner. I actually have a reason why I'm an Alabama fan. This is just fun. Let me just pull. I don't want to script facts. I'm trying to be the fun guy. All right. So it finally came out today that and this has been rumored for weeks. Of course, that the NCAA investigation was kind of launched back in December. Then there was no news. People thought, oh, maybe it's just a flip player got mad and reports some false violations and everything's fine. Well, nope. Jeremy Pruitt is indeed fired from the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. He is gone. He is no longer a volunteer. I mean, it just shows you. I mean, apparently let me pull up this statement. Hang on, let me find. I have to go through and find different things because I'm dumb and I remove tabs because I don't think. Brett Murphy. I mean, if we're going off Jeremy Pruitt's word, and wrong Brett Murphy. There we go. And if we're going off Jeremy Pruitt's word, which, I mean, he hasn't. Well, he apparently did kind of lie. I mean, about stuff. So, but it sounds like from Jeremy Pruitt's lawyer, which let's just take it's a lawyer's word. I'm not trying to be too mean, but it's a lawyer's word. It sounds like the NCAA investigation barely scratched the surface, and they found enough where they could just fire him with cause, which does allow them not to be able to, have a buyout that basically says you're terminated. We don't have to pay you. You broke your contract. Which, I mean, if they found something that bad, and apparently, again going off the opposition's word that they barely scratched the surface on stuff, what else is there? Because you have to say, okay, this started, I think, mid-December. Let's say they took a couple of weeks break for Christmas. Let's say, and then they came back probably the 11th. Let's say that. I mean, that's what, 3 weeks of investigating? It sounds like there's more. Wow. Now, of course, there's been the theory that this is made up basically by Tennessee. Tennessee's probably, now this is again from the lawyer, so point this. I mean, Jeremy Pruitt's claiming that Tennessee basically framed him and is basically trying to avoid paying damages to, having to do the buyout. I mean, this is 100% going to go to the court. This is 1,000%. And it's just going to be interesting. It sounds like there's just more to come out. And I cannot kind of wait. Because, I mean, this was 2 weeks before camp. this is before the seasons. People forget college football is basically year round technically, because you basically get 2 months off, and then it's training, then your spring game, then a couple more months off, then it's game time. So, I mean, yeah, this is huge. Now, of course, ironically, Kevin Steele, who basically got Gus Malzahn fired from Auburn, was fired himself, then was hired by Tennessee in a lateral move. He's now, after being named interim coach at Auburn, is now interim coach at Tennessee for now. So, I mean, it's just funny how life is sometimes. Just some of these things. You can't. You never realize how some things work. It's just wow. Wow, 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 wow. So who could be the replacement? My personal guesses, this is mine. Gus Malzahn, quick, easy, probably a couple year replacement. He at least has beaten Alabama a couple times. That probably is what Tennessee wants at this point. Can he at least beat Bama? I have a surprise name. I said this on Twitter. This is my wish. I'm gonna wait. That's my third one. Next one, they stick with Kevin Steele. I don't see it. I personally don't see it. I think this is. I think he's gonna be fired. I think he's gonna be basically let go, move on. He'll probably go somewhere else. And this is my wish, my one true wish. If nothing else happens, if this is the coach they choose, I will be so happy, because I kind of, this is like a sickening curiosity. What happens if Adam Gase becomes the Volunteers head coach? Adam Gase. Now, I want to point out, Adam Gase, Adam Gase has been paraded around by Peyton Manning as the offensive guru. The New York Jets basically hired Adam Gase because of Peyton Manning. Of course, Peyton Manning, who played for the Tennessee Volunteers and is part of the head coach search. I want 1,000% Adam Gase to be the head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers. I want to see the videos of him recruiting people. I want to see it, because if we get that New York Jets introduction press conference kind of attitude with some stuff, the videos, it will be so good. It will be amazing. I will be happy for the rest of my days. Alabama could win no more championships in my lifetime, and I will say, at least I got to see Adam Gase be the head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers and watch him self-destruct. And now, I could be wrong. He could be perfect and he ends up winning 1,000 national championships. Who knows? So, again, my mind thinks of many things. I'm a thinker. I'm a thinker. All right, 5 minutes here on 12 Ounce Sports. SPHL predictions in the outro. There's some games happening, and I have a couple wacky predictions. I think we could see some stuff happening this weekend, and who knows? You never know with the SPHL. All right, 5 minutes. Be right back.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. But challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. But challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
And time for the final segment of Talking Myers SPHL predictions. It's now time to see what I think is going to go on and happen right now. So, first game is on Friday this weekend. It's going to, of course, be at Knoxville. It's going to be against Pensacola. Interesting. I'm going to go with a 4-2 Knoxville win against Pensacola. Pensacola's kind of fluttering around right now. They've been dropping in the standings. It feels like that win streak they had going with them. It felt like they felt unstoppable. Huntsville kind of came in, and they kind of been just faltering. That's all I can see. They're just faltering. This might just be a hot cold scenario where they're just gotten cold all of a sudden. So, but 4-2 Knoxville win. I think Knoxville's going to start getting some of their points that they miss at the beginning of the season. But again, who knows? These are just my predictions. You never know what can happen. Macon plays Birmingham. Ooh, I think both of these teams are about the same, to be perfectly honest. I think they're both right there, about 2-3 or 3-4. Ooh, I'm gonna go OT win for Birmingham 3-2. I'm gonna go with that. I think Birmingham's gonna win in overtime, but it's still Macon's gonna get a point. That's a pretty important point right now against someone. And if I'm let me, and of course I believe before me, I believe Pensacola has. Come on, why does it do this? There we go. So that would put Macon right there 1 point behind Pensacola according to my predictions. And guess what happens? The next oh no they don't okay I was thinking they play Pensacola next night. They don't. That's Megan's only game this weekend. Pensacola and Knoxville next night. Their first game. That's the first game also of Saturday because EST then CST. Pensacola is going to be in Knoxville again. This time I'm going to give Pensacola the win. This is going to be a kind of a flip game. 4-2 not Knoxville, but Pensacola wins. So that's going to be another important game for Pensacola that puts them up 3 points ahead of Macon. So, hey, interesting to watch what happens there. Then Huntsville is back in Pelham. Ooh, this could go either way. Because I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be there Saturday. I feel like I'm Pelhamed out for the week. I'm going to have to go Huntsville. I'm going to go 4-3 again. I'm going to go Huntsville 4-3. I think Huntsville's just going to edge out Birmingham again. That was just close game. But I can see it going either way, and that's big. Now something else. I'm going to say next week we start with a Thursday game. I would not be surprised if we see a Monday or Tuesday game next week to start the rescheduling of the games that were missed because of the COVID stuff. Who knows? But that's just my 2 cents. I think we could see another game added on, not this weekend, not this weekend's games, but the next. I could see some adding on being done. So keep an eye out for that. All right, thank you for tuning in to Talking Miners. Be sure to check me out on Twitter at Minor League Rando. I'll see you next week. Have a great week. And again, be safe. All right. See you next week.